If you keep waking up in the middle of the night screaming from leg cramps, your body is trying to tell you something. And if you ignore it, things can go from annoying to dangerous fast. It started with a scream at 2:17 a.m., not from fear, but from the fire in my calves. I wasn't being attacked, but my own body had turned against me. And in that pitch dark silence, I realized something had to change. Fast. My name is Harold. I'm 71 years old, retired, and up until recently, I thought I had a pretty decent handle on my health. I eat moderately well. I go for walks. I play cards every Thursday with the guys at the VFW. And I figured, hey, the aches and stiffness, just part of the deal after 60. But what happened that Tuesday night? That was different. I was yanked out of a deep sleep by a cramp so violent it felt like a bear trap had clamped around my left calf. I couldn't move, couldn't even breathe. Just clenched my teeth and waited for the pain to release its grip. That night I got up 4 more times, limping through the house in circles trying to walk it off. By morning I was exhausted, sore, and angry. That's when I found Life After 60. It was a quiet Wednesday morning. I sat at the kitchen table sipping lukewarm coffee, typing into YouTube leg cramps after 60. And there it was. A video titled Top 5 Foods That Crush Leg Cramps in Seniors. I clicked, I watched, and what I learned over the next 15 minutes would go on to change my life. Here's the story, and I hope you'll stick with me because what you're about to hear might just save you from that 2 a.m. scream. 1. Eggs, the muscle whisperers. Let's start with something you already have in your fridge: eggs. I'd eaten eggs all my life, scrambled, fried, poached, you name it. But I never realized how powerful they were for muscle recovery. The video explained it like this. As we age, our bodies naturally lose muscle mass, a process called sarcopenia. And guess what? That opens the door to more cramps, more weakness, more instability. Eggs are packed with complete protein, all 9 essential amino acids your muscles need to rebuild. One large egg gives you 6 grams of high-quality protein, and it's easy to digest, which matters when you're older. But that's not even the best part. Egg yolks contain vitamin D, which helps your body absorb calcium, crucial for proper muscle contraction. Without enough of it, your legs may spasm at night like mine did. And many older adults, especially those who stay indoors, are vitamin D deficient without even knowing it. So I started small. 2 eggs with breakfast, maybe 1 hard-boiled in the afternoon. Within the first week, I noticed something. My legs still felt tired, but they didn't lock up. That was new. That was hopeful. 2. Bananas, nature's electrolyte pill. If eggs were my rebuilders, bananas became my regulators. Bananas are loaded with potassium, about 400 mg in a single medium banana. Potassium is what keeps your muscles firing smoothly and your nerve signals sharp. You see, when your potassium is low, your muscles misfire. It's like a loose wire in your car's engine. 1 minute it's running, the next, everything seizes. After doing some more reading and cross-checking with Life After 60's recommendations, I added 1 banana a day to my morning routine. Sometimes I'd slice it into oatmeal. Other times I'd just eat it straight. But bananas aren't just potassium. They also offer magnesium, vitamin B6, and even some hydration-boosting carbs, which matters because many cramps are actually caused by dehydration. I started eating my banana mid-morning after my walk. The result? That weird twitchy sensation I used to feel behind my knees every afternoon gone. 3. Pumpkin seeds, the secret weapon I never expected. This one caught me by surprise. I've thrown out more pumpkin seeds than I care to admit over the years. Halloween would come and go, and I'd toss them in the trash with the pulp. But turns out pumpkin seeds are absolute powerhouses for cramp prevention. They're packed with magnesium, and magnesium is the mineral responsible for muscle relaxation. If potassium makes muscles contract, magnesium makes them let go. Without it, cramps become almost inevitable. Get this, just 1 ounce of pumpkin seeds gives you 40% of your daily magnesium needs. They also contain zinc, which helps with nerve conduction, and omega-3s, which reduce muscle inflammation and stiffness. I bought a bag of roasted unsalted pumpkin seeds from the store and started adding them to my afternoon snack. A small handful was all it took. They didn't just help with cramps, they kept me full, steady, and even improved my sleep. 4. Spinach, the green giant in disguise. Look, I'm not a salad guy, never have been. But spinach, that stuff went from side dish to daily essential real fast. Spinach is rich in both magnesium and potassium, the exact combo my muscles were begging for. But what shocked me even more was how it helped my circulation. Cramps especially. Nocturnal leg cramps often happen when blood isn't flowing well. When your legs are at rest, blood pools, and if it's not moving efficiently, your muscles pay the price. Spinach contains nitrates, which help dilate blood vessels and improve flow, especially to the lower limbs. I started sautéing spinach with a little olive oil and garlic at dinner. It became my go-to green, not just for cramps, but for energy. I stopped feeling sluggish around 7 p.m. And let me tell you, that's rare at my age. 5. Watermelon, the nighttime miracle. The final food on my list might just be my favorite. Watermelon. I know what you're thinking. Isn't that just sugar and water? Well, yes, but also no. Watermelon contains an amino acid called citrulline, which helps your blood vessels relax and open up, very similar to what prescription medications do for circulation, but naturally. Citrulline is especially concentrated in the white rind, the part most people throw away. I started blending the red flesh and white rind together in a smoothie just like the Life After 60 video suggested. And the difference? I used to wake up 4 to 5 times a night, sometimes from cramps, sometimes just restless. After 10 days of drinking my watermelon smoothie an hour before bed, I was sleeping straight through the night. The tightness, the throbbing, the half-awake pacing through the kitchen, gone. Final thoughts for part 1, the 5 foods that brought me back. That video from Life After 60 didn't just list 5 foods. It gave me something bigger. It gave me my nights back. No more stumbling in the dark with cramps that feel like lightning bolts. No more feeling helpless in my own body. Now I start each day with eggs and a banana, a handful of pumpkin seeds mid-afternoon, sautéed spinach with dinner, and a cold glass of watermelon smoothie before bed. Simple foods, big difference. And if you're still reading this or watching this video, I have one message for you. Don't wait for the scream. Start today. Start small. Start with breakfast. Your legs, your sleep, your peace of mind, they're worth fighting for. I was drinking water all day or so, I thought, but my legs were still locking up at night. Then a nurse friend looked me dead in the eye and said something that shocked me. "You're not dehydrated during the day, Harold. You're dehydrated in your sleep." After I made those first changes to my meals, eggs, bananas, spinach, pumpkin seeds, watermelon, the cramps improved. But they didn't disappear. Some nights were peaceful, others not so much. One particular night, I had just crawled into bed after a long day helping my son lay mulch in his backyard. My legs were sore but not screaming. I figured I'd sleep like a baby. But at exactly 3:11 a.m., the cramp hit. This one started in my hamstring, a deep throbbing pain that curled my leg inward like a folding chair. It was worse than the calf cramp from before, and I was angry. I'd done everything right, so why was this still happening? That's when my friend Kathy, a retired ER nurse, gave me the missing piece. "Harold," she said, "you're not drinking the wrong amount of water. You're drinking it at the wrong time." That hit me like a ton of bricks. The hidden danger: dehydration at night. Most seniors think dehydration is about how much water you drink. But what they forget is that timing and absorption matter just as much. As we age, our thirst response weakens. Our kidneys don't conserve fluids as well, and we tend to avoid drinking at night because no one wants to get up 5 times to pee. But here's what no one tells you. If your fluid levels drop while you're sleeping, especially along with low electrolytes, your muscles become tense, dry, and hyperreactive. The perfect storm for cramps. You need enough hydration in your system before bed, not just during the day. The number one mistake I was making, and you might be too, I drank a lot of coffee. 3, sometimes 4 cups by 2 p.m. Then in the afternoon, I'd switch to iced tea thinking it was healthier than soda. Big mistake. Both are diuretics, meaning I thought I needed a pill. What I really needed was 10 minutes of the right kind of movement. And the moment I changed how I sat, stood, and stretched my legs, stopped screaming at night. Let me tell you something nobody tells you after 60. Sometimes it's not about what you eat. It's not even about what you drink. It's about how you move, or more importantly, how long you don't. Why movement matters more than you think. The week I fixed my hydration, thanks to my nurse friend Kathy, I was feeling better, sleeping better. The cramps were reduced, but every now and then one still slipped through. It was usually on the days I sat a lot. A Netflix binge, a long drive to visit my daughter, or just reading on the porch all afternoon. That's when I noticed the pattern stillness triggered tightness. I brought it up during a follow-up with my physical therapist. Her response: Harold, food and hydration are 80% of the solution. But if your blood isn't moving, it's not reaching the muscle. You can eat all the potassium in the world, but if your legs compressed under your own weight, it won't matter. That hit me hard. The real problem: senior circulation slows without warning. Here's the truth. As we age, our circulation naturally weakens, especially in the lower body. Why? Veins lose elasticity. Valves struggle to push blood upward. Sitting in soft chairs or recliners cuts off flow behind the knees. And if you cross your legs, forget about it. You're squeezing off your own supply line. Poor circulation leads to low oxygen in the muscle. Low oxygen leads to tension. Tension leads to, well, you already know what that feels like at 3 a.m. The 10-minute movement habit that made all the difference. What my PT told me next changed everything. Just 10 minutes a day, that's all you need to keep the blood flowing and the nerves awake. She called it the Cramp Shield Circuit, a mini routine designed for seniors to gently stretch, pump blood, and wake up sleeping muscles. And the best part, it doesn't require equipment. You don't need to leave the house. And if you're in a wheelchair, most of it can be done seated. Here's what it looks like. 1. Ankle pumps, 2 minutes. Sit up tall, flex your toes toward you, then point them away. Do this slowly for 1 full minute per foot. This mimics walking and gets blood moving through the calves. 2. Seated leg extensions. 2 minutes, lift 1 foot off the floor until your leg is straight. Hold for 3 seconds, then lower. Repeat 10 times per leg. 3. Seated marching, 2 minutes. While sitting, alternate lifting each knee toward your chest. This helps activate your hip flexors and improve lymph flow. 4. Standing calf raises. 2 minutes, use a chair for support. Rise up onto your toes slowly. Hold for 2 seconds, lower down. Do this 15 to 20 times. This wakes up your lower leg circulation like nothing else. 5. Wall stretch, 2 minutes. Face a wall, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Lean into the wall gently until you feel a stretch in your back calf. Hold 30 seconds, then switch legs. That's it, 10 minutes. No sweat, no pain, no fancy gym. And within 1 week of doing that twice a day, once after breakfast, once before dinner, the last of my leg cramps vanished. Bonus tip, fix your sitting posture or pay the price later. This part's important because I had no idea how badly I was sitting. Do you sit like this? Slouched down in a soft couch, feet tucked under the chair, crossed legs or knees higher than your hips. I did for decades. But those positions compress the sciatic nerve, limit blood flow to your calves and thighs, and contribute to tightness that builds up silently. So I made 2 small changes. I added a rolled-up towel behind my lower back for support. I put a small stool under my feet to keep my legs level and uncrossed. The result, I felt less pressure in my hips, better circulation, and less tingling in my toes. What I wish I knew sooner. If I could go back 10 years and whisper something to my younger self, it wouldn't be some fancy secret. It would be this: Harold, get up, move your ankles, stretch those calves. Your muscles aren't just tired, they're waiting for blood. My cramp-free life today. Now I eat my eggs, bananas, pumpkin seeds, and spinach. I hydrate smartly with minerals. I stretch and move just 10-15 minutes in it. 10-15 minutes a day. And on my legs. They feel younger than they did at 60. No more nighttime attacks, no more pacing the hallway in pain. Just calm sleep, steady mornings, and quiet confidence. I was drinking more water than ever. I had my movement routine. I was eating clean, but one morning after a full night's rest, my legs still felt tight. And that's when I learned it's not how much water you drink, it's what's missing from it. You know that feeling when you think you're doing everything right, and yet your body still sends up warning flares? That was me at the end of week 3. I'd changed my diet. I was moving every day. I'd even started stretching before bed like a good student. But I still woke up with that dull ache in my calves. Not a full cramp, but that old familiar tightness, like a rubber band pulled too far. I told myself maybe it's just aging, but my gut knew better. I reached back out to Kathy, my retired nurse friend, and she asked me one question that stopped me cold. Harold, you're drinking water, but are you replacing your electrolytes? Electrolytes, the missing link between water and muscle recovery. Now, before your eyes glaze over, let's break this down. Electrolytes are minerals in your blood that carry electrical signals. That's right. Your muscles don't move from effort alone. They move because of tiny electrical impulses. And for those signals to work properly, your body needs the right balance of sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium. When one of these is off, especially magnesium, your muscles spasm, misfire, cramp. And no amount of plain water will fix that. In fact, drinking too much water without electrolytes can actually flush out the minerals your muscles need to function. The mistake I was making, water-only thinking. I used to fill a big jug of water every morning and try to drink the whole thing by dinner. Great intention, terrible outcome. I was urinating more. My body was losing sodium, potassium, and magnesium with every trip to the bathroom. And because I wasn't replenishing those minerals, especially after walks gardening, or stretching, my legs were being left dry on the inside even if I was hydrated on paper. The forgotten hero, magnesium. Let's focus on magnesium because this is the mineral most seniors are lacking, and most don't even know it. Why does it matter? Because magnesium is the relaxation mineral. It helps your muscles release after contraction. It calms the nervous system so your body doesn't stay in a tight or alert state. And it supports restful sleep, which is when your body repairs muscle tissue and restores balance. Low magnesium equals tight muscles, poor sleep, irritability, even heart palpitations. Studies show that over 60 of adults over 60 don't get enough magnesium. And those numbers are likely even higher in people who take diuretics, water pills, drink coffee or alcohol daily, eat low-fiber diets. How I fixed it: a simple electrolyte routine. Once I understood this, I didn't just drink water, I upgraded it. Here's what I do now. Morning, 8:00 a.m., 1 glass of water, 1 pinch of sea salt, plus 1 quart recipe cream of tartar for potassium. A magnesium glycinate capsule, gentler on the stomach than oxide. Afternoon, 12:30 p.m., with lunch, water with lemon. A banana or a handful of pumpkin seeds, natural potassium and magnesium. Evening, 8:00 p.m., herbal tea or warm water with magnesium powder. I use a brand called Natural Calm. Optional 1-2. Brazil nuts for selenium and muscle repair. And guess what? No more tightness, no more stiffness. And best of all, deeper sleep, the kind I hadn't had in years. Natural magnesium-rich foods. I now eat regularly: spinach, 1 cup equal 157 milliliters. Pumpkin seeds, 1 oz or 168 milligrams. Almonds, 1 oz, also 77 milligrams. Avocado, 1 whole, equal 58 milligrams. Dark chocolate, 1 oz, equal 65 milligrams. Yes, doctor's orders. I now build my meals around these ingredients. Not because I'm obsessed with nutrition, but because I'm obsessed with staying cramp-free. Why this matters for you: if you've woken up sore even after sleeping well, felt tightness after sitting for too long, noticed your legs tingle, twitch, or buzz before bed, or feel like water isn't solving the issue, then your electrolytes may be off and magnesium is the one to watch. Final thought: you don't need more willpower, you need better minerals. I used to think I had to push harder, stretch longer, drink more, try harder. But what I really needed, that was balance. I needed to understand that hydration isn't just about liquid, it's about what's in the liquid. That movement isn't just about exercise, it's about circulation. And that rest isn't just about sleep, it's about letting the muscles release. Thanks to Life After 60, I've gone from a man haunted by leg cramps to a man who sleeps peacefully through the night and wakes up strong. And you can too. I used to think I needed to work out harder to stop my leg cramps, but it wasn't intensity I needed. It was consistency. And when I added this 5-minute routine into my day, the cramps stopped even on the days I barely left the house. There's a myth out there, especially among folks our age, that staying healthy means hitting 10,000 steps or doing a full workout every morning. But if you've got sore knees, tight hips, or arthritis like I do, that advice feels more like punishment than prevention. So after I fixed my hydration, dialed in my food, and addressed my electrolytes, I still had one nagging fear: what happens if I stop moving for too long? That's when I learned about something called a mobility snack. And no, it's not a protein bar. It's a bite-sized routine just 5 minutes long, designed to keep the muscles, joints, and nerves in your legs from getting stuck. And let me tell you, it works better than most hour-long gym sessions. Why cramps hate stillness more than anything else? When you sit for more than 30 minutes, blood flow in your legs slows dramatically. Your calves tighten, your hamstrings shorten. And if you've got any history of sciatica neuropathy or poor circulation, the clock starts ticking. That's why people get cramps at rest, especially at night. So the real secret: don't let your legs go to sleep during the day. You don't need to jog, you don't need a treadmill, you just need to wake your legs up 2 to 3 times a day using the same approach I learned from a physical therapist. My 5-minute mobility snack: AM, midday, or pre-bed. You can do this routine right after brushing your teeth, after lunch, before bed. It's low impact, requires no gear, and won't spike your heart rate. Just nudge your circulation and reset your nerves. Step 1: toe taps. 30 seconds. While sitting, tap your toes up and down fast. This pumps blood into the shins and feet, especially important if you sit a lot. Step 2: heel raises. 30 seconds, stand and slowly lift your heels off the ground. Hold 2 seconds, lower slowly. Great for calf circulation. Step 3: seated knee extensions. 1 minute, sit tall in a sturdy chair. Straighten one leg at a time, hold for 3 seconds, lower. Alternate legs, improves quad activation and keeps knees from locking up. Step 4: seated twist with shoulder rolls. 1 minute twist. Gently to the left and right while rolling your shoulders backward. Relaxes spine, promotes deep breathing, resets posture. Step 5: standing hamstring reach. 1 minute. Place one foot slightly ahead of the other, toes up. Hinge at the hips and reach gently toward your foot. Hold 10 seconds. Switch legs. Repeat. This keeps your hamstrings from tightening overnight. Step 6: ankle circles. 1 minute. While sitting or standing, rotate each ankle 10x clockwise, then 10x counterclockwise. Improves joint mobility and lymph flow in the feet, often neglected. Why it works even when you don't break a sweat. What I love about this routine is how gentle it is. I do it in slippers, sometimes in jeans. It doesn't require motivation. It just takes habit. And that's the key. Muscle cramps don't need extreme workouts to go away. They just need oxygen circulation and signaling. And all of that happens when you move your joints through their range of motion, even just a little. What I noticed after 7 days: less stiffness in the mornings, easier to get off the couch, no more locking in my knees after long dinners, improved balance. I stopped reaching for the wall when putting on socks. And most importantly, 0 cramps at night, even on rainy days, even when I didn't leave the house. That 5-minute check-in kept my legs awake. Bonus: what not to do that I learned the hard way before I discovered the mobility snack. I used to cross my legs while reading, bad for circulation. Sit with my feet tucked under the recliner, restricted blood flow. Stand for long stretches in stiff shoes, tighten my calves. Just becoming aware of these habits made a big difference. Now I keep both feet flat when sitting. Shift positions every 30 to 45 minutes. It's roll out my feet on a tennis ball while watching TV. Simple shifts, big results. The big picture, one small bite at a time. They call it a mobility snack for a reason. It's not a full meal. It's just enough to fuel your circulation, remind your nerves to stay active, and protect your sleep from painful interruptions. And over time, those snacks compound into a stronger, looser, more mobile body without ever hitting a gym. He thought he was doing everything right, clean eating, stretching, daily walks. But the cramps kept coming. Then one day he read the label on his blood pressure meds, and everything clicked. I want to tell you a story. A story about a man named Raymond. Ray's 73, retired firefighter, proud granddad, and the kind of guy who never complains unless something's really wrong. For months, he'd been battling nightly leg cramps, the kind that shoot up the back of your calf like a power surge. He changed his diet, started stretching, even gave up his evening beer. Still, every few nights, he'd wake up in agony. We were chatting over coffee one morning when I mentioned my own cramp journey. And when I got to the part about electrolytes and magnesium, his eyes narrowed. He leaned back and said, my doctor did up my blood pressure pills a couple months ago. Could that be doing it? That's when the light bulb went off. The hidden connection. Medications that drain your muscles. Most people never check the side effects of their daily meds, especially the harmless ones they've taken for years. But here's the truth. Many common medications silently deplete the very minerals your muscles need to stay cramp-free. Let's look at a few of the worst offenders. 1. Diuretics, water pills. Examples: hydrochlorothiazide, furosemide, Lasix. Why they matter: they flush out excess fluid and along with it potassium, magnesium, and sodium. You lose electrolytes every time you pee. Ray had been taking HCTZ for years, but when his dose was increased, so was the mineral loss. His muscles, they paid the price. 2. Statins, cholesterol. Examples: atorvastatin, Lipitor, simvastatin. Side effect: muscle pain, weakness, cramps, especially at night. Statins interfere with CoQ10, a compound that helps muscle cells produce energy. Less CoQ10 equals tired, irritable muscle tissue. 3. Acid blockers. Heartburn meds. Examples: omeprazole, Prilosec, pantoprazole. Why it matters: they reduce stomach acid, which your body needs to absorb magnesium and calcium. Over time, this leads to silent deficiencies that affect nerve and muscle function. 4. Metformin, diabetes medication, known for causing vitamin B12 depletion and B12. That's vital for nerve health. Low B12 can lead to tingling, cramping, burning sensations, especially in the legs and feet. Ray's wake-up call. After hearing this, Ray went home and checked every bottle in his cabinet. He was on a diuretic, a statin, a proton pump inhibitor, and metformin. 4 medications, all draining his minerals, energy, or nerve stability. No wonder his legs were revolting. What he did next, and what you can too? Ray didn't stop his meds. They were important for his heart. But with his doctor's help, he did 3 things. 1. Got blood work done. He tested his magnesium, potassium, and B12. Sure enough, all 3 were borderline low. 2. Added targeted supplements: magnesium glycinate at night, methylated B12 daily, electrolyte water with potassium and sodium twice a day. 3. Adjusted his dinner routine. He added a handful of almonds, magnesium, a banana, potassium, leafy greens sautéed in olive oil, magnesium plus vitamin E. The result: 2 weeks later, he called me with a voice that sounded 5 years younger. Buddy, I've slept through 5 straight nights. First time in months. My legs feel normal again. No pain, no midnight spasms, no mystery. Just a man who finally understood what his medications were taking away and how to give it back. How to check if your meds are silently sabotaging you. Here's what I tell anyone over 60. Make a list of every daily medication or supplement you take. Ask your doctor or pharmacist, does this deplete magnesium, potassium, B12, or CoQ10? Consider a blood test to check for those deficiencies. Track your symptoms. Are you more tired than usual? Getting muscle tightness at rest? Noticing tingling or numbness in the legs or feet? These are early signs your body is running low on fuel. And the fix might not be a new drug, but replacing what the current ones are quietly removing. Closing thought. Don't let the cure create a new problem. We take medications to live longer, but if they rob us of quality of life, of sleep, movement, peace, then we need to balance the scales. Thanks to some simple changes, Ray got his sleep back, his legs stopped cramping, and he didn't have to sacrifice his heart health to do it. So if your legs still hurt, even after fixing your food, water, and movement, check your cabinet. Because sometimes the cramps don't come from your lifestyle, they come from a bottle with your name on it. I had fixed my food, I was hydrated, I stretched, I even checked my meds. But the cramps still crept in until I changed one thing: the way I slept. Let me ask you something. How do you fall asleep? Flat on your back, on your side, with knees pulled up, in the recliner with your legs bent? If you're like most people over 60, you probably haven't given much thought to your sleep position. You just do what feels comfortable. But what if I told you the way you sleep could be compressing your blood flow, pinching nerves, and tightening your muscles for hours? And worse, it could be setting you up for those horrible 2 a.m. wake-up cramps. That's exactly what happened to me. Why sleep position matters more than you think. Here's what I didn't know before. When you sleep with your knees bent for long periods, especially on your side, you're putting pressure on. Your sciatic nerve runs from your lower back down to your feet. the popliteal artery behind the knee, and the deep calf muscles which already tend to be stiff in seniors. The result, blood flow slows, nerves get compressed, muscles freeze in that shortened position. Then when you finally stretch out your leg at 2 a.m., bam, cramp city. The most cramp-inducing sleep position that I used every night. I used to fall asleep in my recliner legs, bent hips, flexed back, slightly curled. It felt good, but it was quietly cutting off circulation behind my knees. When I finally transitioned to bed, I'd sleep on my side, curled into a C shape with one leg tucked under the other. Again, comfy, but a disaster for leg cramps. The fix, the cramp-free sleep setup. After talking to a physical therapist and doing a bit of experimenting, here's what I now do every night, and I haven't had a cramp in over 3 months. 1. Elevate the legs slightly, but keep knees straight. I place a rolled towel or soft pillow under my calves, not behind the knees. This lifts the legs just enough to help blood flow return to the heart without compressing anything. Avoid stacking too many pillows under your knees. It can lock your legs in a bent position, which shortens your calf muscles overnight. 2. Sleep on your back or side, but with proper leg alignment if you sleep on your back. Keep legs straight or gently elevated. Arms relaxed at sides or gently on chest. If you sleep on your side, place a pillow between your knees to prevent hip and nerve compression. Avoid tucking knees too tightly toward your chest. 3. Don't sleep in the recliner, at least not for long hours. I know it feels good, but when your knees are bent for 6 to 8 hours, blood pools in the lower legs and your nerves tighten. Save the recliner for naps, not full nights. The nighttime ritual that changed everything. This may sound simple, but adding this 5-minute habit before bed became my final weapon against cramps. The bedside reset routine right before I get under the covers. Warm compress on my calves, a warm towel or heating pad, just 3 minutes. Loosens tight fascia and increases circulation. Standing wall calf stretch, 30 seconds each side. Gently eases the muscle into a relaxed state before long rest. 3 deep belly breaths lying down. I place a hand on my belly, inhale for 5 seconds, hold for 2, exhale for 6. This tells my nervous system, you're safe, let go. And I finish it off by sipping half a cup of warm water with a pinch of sea salt and a drop of lemon, my homemade electrolyte bedtime tonic. What I noticed after just 3 nights, no more leg buzzing before sleep. Easier to fall asleep and stay asleep. I woke up feeling refreshed, not stiff or sore. My bathroom trips at night were fewer because I hydrated earlier in the day. And my legs felt lighter in the mornings. It was like someone had unplugged the tension that had built up for years. A note for side sleepers, this one trick helps if you're a side sleeper and don't want to change, try this. Tuck a thin pillow under your top thigh. Straighten your bottom leg fully. Keep toes neutral, not curled inward. This keeps your hips open, knees supported, and nerves relaxed. And if your feet get cold at night, don't curl your toes under the blanket. Wear soft socks instead. Curled toes equals contracted calves. Final thought, sleep isn't just rest, it's recovery. If your sleep posture restricts blood flow, your legs won't recover. If your nerves are compressed all night, they'll misfire when you move, socks. If your muscles are shortened for hours, they'll rebel when stretched. But with a few pillows, a 5-minute wind down, and better awareness, you can sleep deeper, restore faster, and wake up pain-free. You don't need fancy gadgets, you just need alignment breath and a bit of gentle prep. If you told me 3 months ago that I'd be sleeping through the night without a single leg cramp, I wouldn't have believed you. But here I am, stronger, clearer, and more in control than I've felt in years. And it all started with 5 foods, 3 minerals, and one decision to take my health back. Let me tell you where I was. I was waking up at 2 a.m. with cramps that made me yell. I was tired, frustrated, scared. I'd tried stretching, I drank more water, I even took pain relievers, but nothing stuck. Until I changed one thing. I stopped treating my cramps like a symptom and started treating them like a signal. A signal that my muscles, my nerves, and my blood flow were asking for help. And when I finally listened, everything changed. The daily anti-cramp system that saved me, this isn't about doing 100 things perfectly. It's about doing a few things consistently in a way that works with your body, not against it. Here's what my routine looks like now. The 5 cramp-crushing superfoods. I eat at least 3 of these every single day. Eggs. Complete protein for muscle repair, rich in vitamin D and B12. Bananas. High in potassium, help nerve signals and fluid balance. Pumpkin seeds, one of the best sources of magnesium, also full of zinc and anti-inflammatory fats. Spinach. Magnesium plus potassium plus nitrates. Keeps blood vessels flexible and strong. Watermelon. Natural source of citrulline. Helps circulation and hydration before bed. The 3 electrolytes. I replenish daily. Magnesium for muscle relaxation. Potassium for electrical signaling. Sodium for fluid retention and balance. Morning drink water plus sea salt plus lemon. Evening drink. Coconut water or magnesium tea. I don't overdo water. I hydrate intentionally, not just constantly. The 2 movement habits that keep my blood flowing. Mobility. Snack 5 minutes. Gentle stretches. Ankle pumps, calf raises. Done after breakfast and again before dinner. Pre-bed wall stretch plus toe flex. Loosens legs, relaxes nerves, reduces nighttime misfires. The sleep ritual that changed everything. Sleep with legs slightly elevated. No bent knees all night. Breathing practice to downshift the nervous system. Warm compress or heating pad for 3 minutes on calves. Now I fall asleep easier. I stay asleep longer, and I wake up rested, not in pain. The medication check that most people miss, I worked with my doctor to review my meds. Spot the ones that deplete B12, magnesium, or potassium. Add gentle supplements to restore what was missing. Just because something's prescribed doesn't mean it's harmless. And once we found the imbalance, the cramps stopped coming back. The one mindset shift that held it all together. If there's one thing I've learned on this journey, it's this. Cramps are your body trying to talk to you. Don't silence them. Decode them. Instead of thinking, what's wrong with me, I started asking, what is my body missing? And once I answered that question, I got my life back. Today I'm sleeping again, moving again, living again. Not because I got lucky, not because I found a miracle pill, but because I followed a plan built for people like us. Simple, repeatable, natural. And now I share it with you. Your daily anti-cramp checklist, life after 60. Addition time of day, what to do. Morning, drink water with sea salt plus lemon. Eat eggs or banana mobility snack. 5-minute. Midday, eat spinach or seeds. Hydrate again, electrolyte-rich, walk or move for 5 to 10 min. Evening light dinner with healthy fats. Stretch calves, plus breathe deeply. Bedtime tonic, magnesium or coconut water. Proper sleep posture, legs, elevated knees straight. Print it, pin it, share it. Your body is ready to heal. You just need to give it the right tools and a little bit of patience. Thank you for taking this journey with me. If this series helped you even just one night of relief, do me a favor. Hit like, subscribe to Life After 60. Share this with someone you care about because no one deserves to suffer in silence and no senior should have to face pain alone in the dark. We're in this together. So here's to stronger muscles, longer sleep, and a life free from cramps. Starting today.